Hello everybody and welcome back to Eco Posh for You. I hope you guys had a wonderful Halloween yesterday, whether you ended up going out or going trick-or-treating, or maybe you just stayed at home and watched a couple scary movies. I hope all of it was really fun for you guys. So today we're going to be talking about on our podcast, we're going to be talking about Poshmark, okay? And it may be a little bit of a complaint session. We're going to be talking about the promoted sales, and we're also the promoted closets, and we're also going to be talking about the Posh Show, Posh Party combos. I'm sure most of you guys have had a chance by now to see what that's all about, so we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to touch on Poshmark versus Whatnot for handmade and handcrafted item versus regular clothes. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with this. Halloween's over. How does that make you feel? I don't know. Obviously, I feel relieved, which is how I was feeling, which is how I feel every year since I've started, making handcrafted items and selling them online for Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I tend to start getting ready for it in like June, July, August, depending on what's going on that year, but usually pretty early. And if you are making and selling handcrafted items, then, that's something that you're going to want to prepare for ahead of time. So those of us that really do it up for Halloween, by this time we're kind of tired. So, and honestly, Halloween is my bigger holiday that I make things for. I do a couple things for Christmas and Thanksgiving and fall, I guess, but not really as much as I make things for Halloween. Pretty much everything I do is dedicated to Halloween, so this is like a nice, it's kind of a relief when it comes around. But anyway, so I don't know how you guys feel about that. Be sure to let me know. But yeah, Christmas is coming up. I am going to put together a couple things, but probably not too much because usually Halloween is my busiest time. So, the next thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about Poshmark versus Whatnot for handmade items. So, I feel like I've had more success on Whatnot lately than I have on Poshmark with handmade items. I feel like Poshmark is definitely more catered towards clothing for sure. I feel like your clothing is going to do much better over there, especially if you're not doing the live shows or you're not doing live shows regularly. Then it is really nice to have them listed on Poshmark so that the people can buy them from your closet there. Now I have sold on Whatnot. Whatnot, you can set up, listings in the marketplace on Whatnot. And I have sold a few clothing items there that way, but I just tend to sell more on Poshmark or eBay of the clothing. And right now Whatnot is the place that I'm selling all my handcrafted stuff. I've pretty much moved all that over from Poshmark. I'm sure I'll occasionally sell some handmade items on there, but I think I'm just going to be doing clothes on Poshmark only, and I'm going to be switching all of my handmade to Whatnot. I would eventually like to bring back my Backseat Painters show to Poshmark, but I just feel like because of the economy and because of just, I don't know, Poshmark seems to be, it's a clothing site, right? They do sell home goods, they sell electronics, other things, right? But to me, Poshmark is not known for those things. To me, Poshmark is known for clothes, shoes, accessories to an extent, but mostly clothes and shoes for me. I feel like I do better with electronics on eBay, and so you just kind of have to find where you do better with certain things. And right now, I feel like Whatnot is really trying to cater to the handmade community. Gosh, I've had so much fun doing raids with the Whatnot handcrafter community over there. All of the people that are involved in that, all of the sellers on Whatnot that make handcrafted items or that sell craft supplies, they're all just amazing, fun people. And they're like that on Poshmark too. But I guess I just didn't realize there was also a community on Whatnot, and they were so great. So I would definitely recommend, if you are a handcrafted, if you do any of that, or if you make things and sell them. Obviously, a lot of us do it all. We sell the clothing, the shoes, the electronics, the handcrafted items. And so I just feel like Whatnot has been a really great place for handcrafted. And of course, we've learned about junk journaling now, which I haven't had time. Maybe I'll have some time now that Halloween's over to delve into the world of junk journaling. It just looks so fun. And those are some of my favorite shows on Whatnot. If you guys don't know what junk journaling is, please type it into Whatnot. There's some amazing sellers on there that do these shows. And feel free to message me, and I can send you the names of some of the sellers that I like, that I feel like explain it really well, and that have some cute things that are junk journaling. Not trying to influence you guys to pick up another hobby. I know a lot of you have so many. A lot of you guys are so talented. You make so many different things. The last thing you need is another hobby for your hobby rooms, but I really do enjoy the junk journaling. It's a lot of fun. And to me, it's like one of those guilty pleasure crafts, like that you do for yourself. You can sell items that go in the junk journaling and everything like that, but it just seems like something that you can just sit and do, and, that makes you feel good. So I'm looking forward to getting more into that for sure. All right, now to the last portion of what we're going to talk about on our podcast today. And this may be borderline complaining, but I feel like it needs addressed. We're going to talk about Poshmark for a minute. We're going to talk about the promoted closets and the Posh Show, Posh Party combo thingy. So let's talk about the promoted sales first, or the promoted closets. And I don't want to, I love Poshmark. I love a lot of the people that work for Poshmark. There's some really great people that work for that company. I feel like they're so good with reinvesting back into their sellers, and there's so many good things that I can say about them that I don't want to just say negative things. But right now I'm feeling a little discouraged by Poshmark in general. I'm not a big fan of the promoted closets. From what I've read everywhere on Reddit, on Facebook groups, all the different forums, from talking to you guys, nobody is a big fan of these promoted closets. And a lot of people, when they do the promoted closets, they'll sign up for the trial to see how it goes, to see, okay, does this help my sales? Is this helping my numbers? And when they sign up for it, either they don't see a lot of success, or they see some success, but as soon as the trial ends, it almost makes things worse. And that's what I've heard from people. And so that's why I've been hesitant to try the promoted closet yet. And to be honest, I just don't feel like I need it. I feel like people search brands on Poshmark. And so whether you promote it or not, it's going to come up in the search, right? Because the thing about Poshmark is, if your pricing is good, if you're selling items, if your items are quality items, then it's going to come up in the search anyway. And when people are scrolling, even if the promoted item, say somebody has a pair of, Nike shoes or something they're selling, all right? So their listing may come up before yours, but your pair of shoes may still sell over theirs because you cleaned them, you took measurements, and you did your research on comps. Maybe you sent them an offer, maybe you sent them a little shipping discount, whatever. So I don't think that promoted closets and promoted listings are the end all be all, because like I said, on Poshmark, people tend to search by brand. At least that's my experience. So, and if they could ever get that search together, that would be really great for all of us. And then, let's see, the other thing I was going to talk about, the Posh Show, Posh Party thing. So, you know how they've taken the Posh parties and the Posh shows and combined them? So, I've participated. I was a part of the beta testing group for that. I did the training, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago. And I think I ended up doing like two of the Posh Party, Posh Show shows. And I just can't really get into it. I don't feel like the traffic that I got was much better than the traffic that I normally get. So, and maybe other people have had a different experience. So please don't take what I say as the end all be all. But in my experience, it has not really, I didn't really notice any kind of jump in numbers as far as either sales or viewership. So I'm not sure how to feel about that. And I know that was like their big feature that they unleashed this year at Posh Fest, and I don't know. I think it was a lot more fun when they released the Posh shows. I think that was a lot of fun. But, of course, I was also in one of the first groups for that. And if you were in one of the first groups for the Posh shows, you were pretty lucky, because most of us did pretty well during those first couple months. Which I miss those times. But, yeah, so, I don't know. I just feel like Poshmark has released a lot of new things lately. And like with anything else, it's going to be hit or miss. And I feel like it's been a lot of miss. And I really hate it because I love Poshmark so much. I love the brand. I love the friendships I've made on there. I love all the different things that being on there has brought me. And it's just sad for me to see these changes, and these changes not be hitting the way I think that they should be, or the way that they want. I don't know. A lot of people would argue that the decline started with Posh shows. I know that people still argue over that. And people are either going to fall in, you either hate them or you love them, And if you look on the forums, people are still complaining about it. They will be complaining about Posh shows until the end of time. I know that there are a lot of people that want to have a Poshmark civil war, and they want to split Poshmark in half and have no Posh shows on one side and then have Posh shows on the other side. In reality, I don't think that that's a practical idea, but wouldn't that be kind of the same thing as now? A little bit. I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. And this is kind of an unrelated item that I wanted to complain about. But, something else that bothers me about this time of year is it's sweater weather. Which is fine for me. But as a seller, do you guys ever get tired of trying to ship jackets and sweaters? It's so annoying, right? Especially if you're doing a bundle for somebody. And you're trying to fit as much as you can into, the box, obviously within the shipping weight limits, of course. And you've got like a jacket or a sweater that's taking up the entire dang box. It's not taking up all the weight, but it's just taking up all the room in the box. Anyway. That's one of the things I hate the least, or that I like the least about this time of year. And after Halloween, it's like, okay, it's time to start selling sweaters. I have a couple sweaters I need to get rid of. I hate buying sweaters because they're annoying to store. I put my clothing in storage containers, like airtight storage containers, because I don't like dust or anything to get on them. I like them to be protected. Some of them I do put in, I used to put everything in poly bags, but ever since the shows started, I don't put, it used to be, before Posh shows, I would take everything, I'd take my measurements, I'd take all my pictures, I'd list my item, and then I would I'd seal it up in a poly bag, I'd number it, and then I'd stick it in a, storage container. Wouldn't see it again until I sold it. But now, with all these live selling, we're all doing live selling now. And so you're actually showing the items. So it doesn't necessarily work like that anymore. So it's kind of thrown a little bit of kink into my system. I've had to make accommodations for that. I'm sure some of you guys have as well. I know a lot of us have the clothing racks and things that you can kind of put in the background. So I don't know. I feel like the landscape it's changed a lot, and it keeps changing for us. And so we just have to keep adapting to the changes, right? Because you're not going to be able to stop the change. You're going to have to find a way to adapt to it and to, be successful regardless. So that's kind of the basket that we're all in right now. And, there have been a lot of changes on Poshmark for sure over the last year. If you think about it, the live shows rolled out, I don't know, into September, October last year. So we've only been doing that for a year. And, we have all these other changes going on. So it's definitely been a lot. And some people have handled the changes well and some haven't. But that's about all I have today. This is a shorter podcast episode. I just really wanted to check in with you guys after Halloween, see how you were feeling. I know a lot of you guys really, you do a lot of hard work to prepare for this time of year. So I'm proud of you guys for getting through it, and hopefully you made some great sales. I saw so many great Halloween things this year. Everybody really brought it this year. There were so many creative, awesome items. Like I said, I enjoyed the raid trains. We had so much fun. It was a good Halloween this year. It was definitely a good Halloween, but I will be taking some downtime today to do some other stuff. So, it was a lot of fun, and thank you guys so much for making it a great holiday, and on to Christmas, right? Anyway, have a great day, guys. Thanks so much.